Diablo's first true fight as part of Rimuru's army. So in volume 11, Rimuru and his orchestra are over in Lobilius to do a concert, but this crusty dude named Granville Rozzo, who is actually the real mastermind behind all of the misfortune befalling Tempest for like 5 volumes, he takes up this opportunity to start a final war. However, Diablo is there to help, as he faces off against an insector named Razul, who was formerly part of the 12 insect generals in the other world. This guy was battling phantoms and angels until about 1000 years ago when he came to the cardinal world and gained his name. All in all, he is busted. Even Diablo would find it hard to break his exoskeleton, especially since insectors are a demon's biggest counter. However, Diablo recognizes that Rimuru might have left Razul to Shion and Ranga as a test of their strength and growth. This moment of introspection showcases Diablo's deep understanding of Rimuru's intentions and his respect for his master's strategic plan. So he left the defeat of the insector to the hands of Shion and Ranga, instead choosing to confront the primordial blue Rain. Now, why does Rain, who serves Guy, wants to fight Diablo? Well, she's kind of jealous that Noir has so much freedom and the luxury to be selfish. So Rain gives Diablo a little chop on the neck that's faster than the speed of sound, but to Diablo, that's just light work to dodge. Then bro drops the coldest line in all of Slime. This might be the most aura I've seen someone gain in one set. Honestly, every fight Diablo is involved in, he gains insane amounts of aura. He says, "I simply have no need to tap my full force for the likes of you." This is a primordial demon blue, and bro said likes of you. Like it's some fodder.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Diablo, of course, backs it up instantly as he disperses one of Rain's strongest nuclear magic blasts with little to no effort. They both clash their magic against each other and disperse every spell. However, a key difference is that Rain is using almost all of her mental capacity to just throwing these attacks around trying to outmaneuver Diablo. Yet, Noir, this whole time, was instead focused on creating a disintegration magic circle while using the exchange of spells as a distraction. This completely catches Blue off guard, as by the time she realizes what was happening, the multi-layered magic circle under her had already paralyzed her. Then, Diablo tells her to stop clowning on his master Rimuru, as this power of disintegration was granted to Diablo through his faith on the slime, as it gave him access to spiritual particles. So in a sense, this defeat for Rain wasn't just Diablo's doing, but Rimuru's also. Now, as strong as Diablo is, there is one person in Rimuru's army who could go toe-to-toe with him, Jijin the Insector, who was also part of the 12 insect generals. He is the second strongest in Rimuru's army right after Diablo, but they are very close to each other in strength, where even Diablo lost to Jijin during training in the dungeon. And honestly, in the latest volume, volume 21, you could put up a case that Jijin is stronger than Diablo, but we'll get to that later. This parity in strength was actually a blessing to both, as they could go to maximum power and buff each other every fight. And since they're fighting in the dungeon, they could fight to death and just be resurrected by Ramirez. The results of their training are shown to us in volume 13, and even later on, they keep battling. So this guy, Jijin, is Diablo's true training partner. But in volume 13, Diablo is once again given permission to battle. Here, bro steps up to the camp of the armored division from the Eastern Empire who have invaded Tempest. This division is considered to be the strongest of the Eastern Empire's military, yet to Diablo, it's light work to massacre 1,000 soldiers of theirs. He easily dispatches 2 of the strongest fighters from the East, Jiwoo and Bernie, by just his aura alone. This dude's hockey kills 2 single-digit numbers. He's insane. These guys are ranked number 9 and 7th in the army respectively. They are Demon Lord seed level or even stronger. But the biggest disrespect comes to this guy named Krishna, who had huge expectations put on him to evolve during this battle. Yet, with a snap of his finger, Diablo kills him, a number 17 ranked officer in the Imperial Knights, and a snap of a finger, boom, he's dead. However, the main opponent of Diablo is the commander Caligulio, who has been given god-class armor and weapon by the Eastern Emperor Rudora. And after witnessing the complete dismantle and disrespect to the Eastern Empire's army and the desperation he is in, Caligulio evolves into an enlightened being, putting him at the similar class to like season 3 Hinata. Hinata could probably still beat enlightened Caligulio because of her hack skills, but I would put him put both of them near equal footing. But even still, Diablo barely lifts a finger, as Caligulio's attacks aren't even worth mentioning in the novel. Then, Diablo gets an even bigger upgrade to his power in Volume 14, turning into a true awakened demon lord and evolving from a demon peer to a devil lord. This evolution is so busted that Rimuru even fears Diablo might be stronger than him now and could betray him. This level up to Devil Lord gives Diablo similar magical counts to even Rimuru, and couple that with all the different skills Diablo had gained in his eons of existence, this was a frightening sight to even our slime. Then there is this comment by Diablo. Bro says that he wanted to use this evolution to snatch up an ultimate skill finally, and the only reason he never got one is because Guy had one. It would be kind of lame to copy him. Like, you don't want people thinking, oh, Guy got an ultimate skill, so Diablo he got an ultimate skill too. What a lame ass, am I right? What the ultimate skills are supposed to be like the pinnacle of strength. Like, if you don't have an ultimate skill and your opponent has an ultimate skill, like, logic would dictate that you should lose, okay? But this guy, he's like, nah, I don't need that shit. I can be ultimate skill users without an ultimate skill.
See, now that's some bullshit.
Anyway, but now since Diablo is in service of Rimuru, he wants to become as strong as possible, so he takes up the world language on its offer to upgrade his Tempter unique skill to Azazel, Lord of Temptation. It is one of the 14 demonic skills where its function is control and domination. It grants its user the ability to manipulate and command others with an absolute authority that is difficult to resist. This aspect of the skill is particularly useful in battles and political maneuvering, as it allows the wielder to turn enemies into allies and subjugate opponents without physical confrontation. The control exerted by Azazel is not merely psychological like the unique skill Tempter, but extends to the spiritual level. Then there is the aspect of Azazel to upgrade lower level skills, which is insanely busted in the hands of a magic scientist like Diablo. Using Azazel and his years of experience, Diablo has upgraded almost all of his skills. Other than Rimuru, Diablo might be the character with the most skills and abilities at this point. Some of the strongest abilities include All of Creation, which lets him comprehend any universal mechanic with just a basic understanding. Demon Lord's Haki, which is what he used to subjugate the Eastern Empire's army, kind of like Conqueror's Haki. Universal Perception, which is just observation Haki, allowing the user to perceive everything in his surrounding. Multidimensional Barrier, and Space-Time Domination, giving Diablo access to travel between different worlds and even buffing his teleportation. Law Manipulation, letting our boy transcend the laws of physics and nature during fights. Then there is a Temptation World and Reality Exchange, which creates a tempting dimension to entrap the victim and decimate them. After Diablo's evolution, his faith in Rimuru also allows him to use holy magic, spirit magic like necromancy, similar to Birthday, which was used to revive millions of angels in the current Tenma War. Basically, Diablo is him now. However, we are still only in Volume 14, as during Volume 15, we get to witness how highly other generals in Rimuru's army hold Diablo to. While Veldora gets captured by the Eastern Empire and a full-scale assault is happening on Tempest, the army is mobilized. Now, the commander-in-chief of Tempest is Benimaru, where everyone else needs to listen to his orders. Not Diablo though, because even though if Benimaru did command Diablo to do something, he would absolutely do it. There is a sense of respect towards the demon though, as Benimaru says that Diablo's level is so high, he only takes orders directly from Rimuru, and he trusts in Diablo enough to let him roam free. This respect is mutual, as Diablo hands control of the black numbers and all of the demon army to Benimaru. And why is Diablo flying solo, you might ask? Well, he has the most important mission in all of the war. Honestly, this might be the most difficult mission in all of anime, manga, probably media, because Diablo has to spectate Rimuru's fight against Velgrin and Veldora.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
Bro is watching TV instead of participating in the war. Okay, Diablo does have the responsibility to watch everybody's flank and make sure people don't get sucked into an alternate dimension, and he also is keeping an eye out for Yuki the rat. And Diablo justifies him not being heavily involved in battle by saying that the only one in the battlefield he would have trouble with is Felgrin color. So Diablo wants to give everyone else a chance to showcase their new powers and level up, but Diablo still gets scolded by Rimuru to get his ass to work, as he comes face to face with Feldway, quickly realizing that this is the primordial angel. Now, Ciel surmises that Diablo could have lost to Feldway if they engaged in battle. However, even though Feldway could defeat Noir at this point, it would have been an insane hassle, so Diablo's mere presence makes Feldway back off. This confrontation then gets its continuation in Volume 18, when Michael and Feldway, alongside the army of angels and Velzard, attack El Dorado, Leon Cronwell's territory, during the Great Tenma War. It's an all-out world war where our boy Diablo fights Zerario. Wait, not Feldway. Oh yeah, his bitch ass left again because he didn't want to handle Diablo's smoke. However, Zerario is no slouch either, as he has an EP of 20 million, asserting his position primordial angel. Meanwhile, Diablo's EP is only about 6.666 million. But okay, EP values to someone like Diablo, they don't mean okay? We'll see just why in a sec. This is also not Diablo and Zelario's first battle, since in the other world they were beefing from time to time. Yet this would be the definitive battle with one victor coming out on top. Zerario begins the confrontation with a technique called 8-Way Dark Authority, which involves gathering his aura and releasing it in 8 powerful projectiles aimed at Diablo. Despite the formidable nature of this attack, Diablo effortlessly dodges the blasts and dismisses Zerario as an amateur. One of the key abilities Diablo employs during this fight is his strategic use of minimal effort to conserve energy while maximizing the psychological impact on his opponent. Diablo taunts Zerario, causing him wasting energy and lacking proper training. This is not just bravado, as Diablo's comments are intended to undermine Zerario's confidence and provoke reckless actions. Because remember, Diablo's EP, which generally measures one's magic use, are 3 times less than Zerario. But due to how efficiently Diablo fires his attacks and his dodging, it doesn't even matter. Diablo's skills are not limited to evasion and psychological tactics though. He demonstrates his mastery over spatial manipulation, a critical aspect of his defensive and offensive strategy. For instance, he uses a distortion in space to nullify Zerario's attacks, a technique reminiscent of the spatial defensive zones used by Jijin, who is Diablo's training partner. And this also highlights how every fight Diablo goes through, he has the ability and the know-how to copy his opponent's best skills and tactics. This skill to manipulate space provides Diablo with an almost impenetrable defense against elemental and physical attacks. Moreover, Diablo's calm and collected demeanor throughout the battle contrasts sharply with Zerario's increasing frustration and desperation. This mental fortitude is a significant factor in Diablo's combat style, where he doesn't just want to dominate physically, but it brings him joy to destroy his opponent psychologically too. Anyways, Diablo achieves victory without even using 100% of his full power. Like, this is a primordial angel with a physical body, but Diablo is barely even into the battle. But if you guys want to witness the abilities and powers of the 10 demon lords, then watch the video on screen right now.